hours of work, 8 hours of rest, and 8 hours.
What do you think AI is going to do to that whole chant? That is from the late 19th century, 1870-ish time frame. It's called the Gilded Age. And if you haven't watched it on HBO, if you watch it, it'll kind of freak you out because really the only thing that's changed, or two things that have changed, is how we dress and how we speak. But the economy and how we kind of operate in the economy is really the same. And maybe it's because we haven't really learned how to use technology to improve our economy, because we're all just kind of learning this new advanced thing. So what if with AI, with AI and automation, like you hear these two sides of the conversation. One is that no one's going to have a job and everybody's going to be unemployed, and then there's the demise of humanity. Well, obviously we lived without AI before, and people actually lived in an economy where there was not an exchange of dollars for our time. But that's, again, another video for another time. But what is going to happen when the rants from the buyer and the seller of skills and time and what's needed, what if now the rant is 2, 8, 10? I don't even know how many hours that was. How many hours was that? That was 20 hours. So we're sleeping 4 hours. Maybe that's in Kim's world, but maybe not in the average world. So the rant from the laborers in 1870 was really about, hey, I don't want to work 24 hours a day and get paid 2 cents. And I need a break, and I need family care, and I'd like my kids to have an education. So there was a whole lot happening there, not just about, hey, I want more money, but I want more life. And I don't want to leave it to the robber barons of that time to just take all the goodness and be the only ones to get a good quality of life. And we've certainly evolved from that extreme, or maybe we have or have not. I think we'll always have an income I don't even want to call it an income disparity, because it is what it is. I mean, people who understand wealth and how to manage wealth are always going to be wealthy. If people don't understand how to manage wealth or get wealth, they're not going to be wealthy. It's just the way dollars work. But the access to the ability to gain income is really what this video is about. And it's not about the good guy versus the bad guy, and the boss who's the bazillionaire and the poverty person who's making $5 an hour. It is about the realization that we need to evolve how we think about this thing called economy. There's 2 books. There's one from Milton Friedman, Capitalism and Freedom. And this book was written, I think it was written in this was 1912. So this was like 1945, and then 1976 he won the Nobel Prize for the work in economics. And then The General Theory of Employment, Interest, and Money, which was originally written in, I think it is 1920. So 1920, this is almost 100 years old, and that's like 80 years old. My point is, and then we also have another book that is called Progress and Poverty from Henry George. And this book was actually written in 1892. So we are well past almost 100 years of working in an economy where people are trading their time for money and their skills and time for money. But we seem to forget that using AI and automation. So with people work, what we're working to do every day with our nonprofit organizations, with our government agencies, with our for-profit businesses, with you as the citizen, with our we are just all coming together to really help evolve what it means to operate in an economy of exchanging time for skills and money. And what that experience is like in people work is going to push forward conversations about what work is and how work is rewarded. Let's talk about the 888. They wanted 8 hours of pay, 8 hours of rest, and 8 hours of whatever they want. And in the future of work lives, maybe it's the 2, 6, 10, maybe, I don't know, right? It's really dealer's choice from the supplier and the buyer of work and time and skills. But what would you do if you couldn't say, I'm going to pay you $10,000, and in that $10,000, I expect this much time, and you're going to give me this much time. But what if the person actually finishes the job in half the time? Are you still willing to pay them $10,000? You are going to have to think about that, especially if you are part of the pepelwerk ecosystem. We want people to be matched and motivated to do the work that they're really good at, not because they can do it over a long amount of time, because time is so precious to all of us. It is the one resource that we cannot replenish. So why wouldn't we try to develop our own economy where reward and time are spent differently than just time against a flat amount of fee, right? So it's a lot to think about, but that's really what the job is of AI and automation. It shouldn't be about creating machines to teach you how to make a meme that insults somebody on social media faster. It should be about, or it can be about something like what pepelwerk is doing to use AI and automation to evolve our economy with technology so that organizations, governments, you, your family, and employers of the future can evolve with work.